Talk about a hero's welcome. Along with the governor of that state, former President Trump walked out onto the field at the University of South Carolina Clemson game for the ceremonial coin toss. Speaking of South Carolina, the state's favorite daughter, Nikki Haley, is on the stump right now in New Hampshire. When you watch next week's Republican debate, keep a close eye on Haley. She is having a moment, a real moment, and it's coming about the right time. She's going to surge in Iowa and New Hampshire. Today, a massive Republican super PAC promised to spend millions helping her. Her lead over the not Trump field in New Hampshire continues to widen. Emphasis, the not Trump field. So far, nobody's ever been able to cut in to Donald Trump's formidable lead. They're sort of trading the not Trump voters amongst themselves. The super PAC, backed by billionaire Charles Koch, writes, AFP Action is proud to throw our full support behind Nikki Haley, who offers America the opportunity to turn the page on the current political era to win the Republican primary and defeat Joe Biden next November. With us now, NewsNation senior political contributor George Will. We have seen people have their moments. Is this the moment and the right time for Nikki Haley to be the one to go one-on-one with Trump?
Yes, but not quite yet, in the following sense. What she wants is for DeSantis' decline to continue steadily. And remember, it began as soon as the Florida legislature went out of session and he went out on the road, he began to decline. But she doesn't want him to implode. If he were to implode tomorrow, a lot of his voters would go to Donald Trump. That's not what she wants at this point.
We see right now this moment now all sort of focusing on South Carolina. We saw the response and the reception that Donald Trump got at the University of South Carolina versus a team whose name I will not mention in honor of your wife. And we will now play what Nikki Haley has said about South Carolina.
So going into Iowa, we're going to see 3 to 4 people fight for Iowa. A couple people are going to drop, and then we're going to go into New Hampshire. And then we're going to fight for Granite Staters. Then more people are going to drop, and then I go head-to-head with Trump in my home state of South Carolina, and we take it.
Yes. South Carolina is what gave Donald Trump the push in 2016 and cleared the field. Why would she think she would have a chance there now?
Because she thinks she's going to do very well in Iowa and could conceivably win New Hampshire. We don't know if or when the 4-term, very popular governor of New Hampshire, Chris Sununu, probably the most popular governor in America, is going to spend political capital by endorsing her. But assuming he does, he has indicated that if he endorses someone, he'll do it weeks in advance of the Iowa caucuses, and he will work hard. It won't be a one-day news story. So we'll see. Conceivably, if Trump's percentage in New Hampshire has a 3 before it, say 37, and she has a 2 before it, say 27, if they're 10 points apart, that's a real horse race in South Carolina.
All right. So we're seeing perhaps a split in South Carolina. I think it was you and I maybe who talked a year ago who said South Carolina is the most important political state right now in the country, both for the Republicans and for the Democrats for different reasons. The first Republican mayor since Reconstruction was just elected in Charleston, South Carolina, a liberal turning conservative city because of the influx of Northerners who are coming down and fleeing blue states, on and on and on. He has endorsed Nikki Haley. Henry McMaster, the governor of South Carolina, who we saw there with Donald Trump out on the field when Trump got a wild reception and cheering and the like. Is that the split that we are seeing now in the Republican Party?
I think so, and we've yet to see the native kind of chauvinism of South Carolina kick in, which it might do with the native daughter, Nikki Haley. But clearly, if the election were today, Donald Trump would carry South Carolina.
Well, if the election were held today, Donald Trump would carry the nomination in a walk.
News alert. It's not today. And there's an enormous amount that's going to happen, beginning with your debate next week.
Beginning with the debate next week. And look, it's important to realize that oftentimes who's ahead in November, December is not who ends up winning the nomination. Since 2004, there's been surprises.
Remember, Biden finished 5th in New Hampshire in 2020. He won South Carolina, and because of that was nominated.
Good to see you, George, as always.
Good to see you.
Thank you very much, sir. George mentioned the debate. News Nation's your home for the next Republican primary debate. SiriusXM's Megyn Kelly, News Nation's Elizabeth Vargas will moderate the 2-hour event in partnership with the Washington Free Beacon, happening at the University of Alabama 1 week from tomorrow. You see Eliana Johnson there moderating it as well. The debate starts at 8 Eastern. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.